I'm Eric, and I'm here today with Mike, and we want to talk to you guys about Social Security. So, Mike, my first question is, when should people take Social Security?
That's probably the question we get the most asked the most often from a financial planning standpoint. And the answer is really you should wait as long as you possibly can. We usually tell people wait till 70, which is the latest you can claim if you can afford to do it.
So, why should someone wait? I know they're eligible to take it for some people as early as 62. Why should they wait longer than that?
There's two main reasons. One is the biggest one is that you get that higher benefit for the rest of your life. So, from as financial planners, we're optimistic. We assume people are going to live to be 100. The longer you live, the more important it is that you lock in that higher benefit because they're going to keep paying you no matter how long you live. The second piece is it's also survivorship. So if one of the spouses were to pass away, the survivor only gets the higher of the two benefits. They don't get both. So it makes a lot of sense to have the highest possible benefit so that, God forbid, something were to happen to one of them, they get that higher benefit for the rest of their lives as well.
So, should any of us ever worry that Social Security is not going to be there, it's going to go down?
No, it's a good question. From our perspective, no, it's really not a fear that you should have. I mean, it's there's only three variables that go into Social Security. They're going to figure out how to change those to make it solvent for the foreseeable future. It's really just a matter of when will there be political will to do it. We actually were at a conference a few years ago, and Alan Greenspan was the speaker, and he told us they could solve Social Security in 15 minutes, and the first 10 would be shaking hands. So it will get fixed. It's not going to be something that it's going to go away. It's really just a matter of when will they get around to fixing it.
So, Mike, you mentioned that waiting till 70 is obviously optimal for people, but where should they focus in terms of do they need to look at their own personal financial plan to decide if that's something they can afford to do, or is there some other place they should look?
Yeah, no, I mean, it definitely makes sense to have a financial plan in place and really look at that plan to make sure that you can afford to wait till 70. I mean, there, of course, are situations where people do need to start early just to pay the bills or whatever they need to do. So it really kind of comes down to situation by situation. But as I said, I mean, if you can afford to do it, even if it means tapping into the retirement plans from 66 to 70, a lot of times long term, that actually is the better course of action, even though people tend to hesitate to do that because they really don't want to tap those retirement assets. It does make sense to do it if it means that you can lock in that higher Social Security benefit for 30 years, 35 years.
Peace of mind is the thing that's most important to people. And obviously, optimizing when to take Social Security is obviously going to maximize not only their benefit, but also how they're going to enjoy their retirement. I'm sure that's something that's at the top of people's minds when they think about all these variables in retirement.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, like I say, having that benefit is almost like having an insurance policy. I mean, it really will give you the peace of mind that no matter how long you live, you're going to have that to fall back on, and there's going to be that guaranteed piece of income that you can always count on.
So, if someone was listening to this and saying, I get what you're saying, but how does this apply to me? What's the next steps that they would take to actually, implement a plan for themselves?
Yeah, I mean, I would say look at your overall assets, talk to a financial advisor, whether it's us or someone else, but definitely put together a financial plan and see where you're at and will you be able to sustain your lifestyle between retirement and age 70, and does it make sense to wait?
So, Social Security is obviously something that's very important. We talk to our clients about it every day. And if that's something you want to have us look into for you, we'd be more than happy to do that for you and reach out to us as soon as you can.